Public education is an investment, and it's one that pays dividends over the lifetime of that child. And these public school teachers, I mean, they are determining the future of this country. So let's get behind them and not just make sure that they're paid a living wage, but also make sure that they are able to teach to the child and not just to a high stakes, high pressure, standardized test. Reading the Odyssey in high school changed my life. It opened up new worlds for me and sparked a lifelong love of learning that I still retain.
Ted Cruz authored a provision of that bill that allows parents to begin setting aside money at age 0 of their children for a private school K through 12 education. You used to be able to do that for college, which I think everyone knows makes sense. But as you begin to drain resources from those public schools and divert them to private schools, and none of us, I think, has a single problem with private schools. We just don't want our public tax dollars funding the education of people at private schools at the expense of public schools. We have to be there for everyone, making sure that every child from pre-K through 12 gets a world-class public school education, because we get behind the public school teachers and counselors and nurses and librarians and principals and those public servants who, in their own way, do everything they can to ensure the success of this country. And this, again, is not an issue that we will be divided on. I know that because in nearby Henrietta, I learned from this Republican school teacher that her greatest anxiety right now is that Betsy DeVos will turn her hard-earned tax dollars into a voucher and send them to a private school, away from those kids and their opportunity to make the most of themselves in their lifetime. I want to get behind her, not just in terms of pay and resources. I want to make sure that she can teach to those children and not to a high-stakes, high-pressure, standardized test. I want to unlock that lifelong wealth of learning in every single child in this state.
You got to be at work at 8 a.m. You're a single mom, single dad, or maybe you're a dual income household and it's the only way to make ends meet. You got to make sure that there's a place where you can take your child, where they can have an enriching educational experience and maybe a meal to get the calories in their system to do the things that they need to do over the course of the school day. It only happens with before and then after school programs. We're not going to have an educated citizenry, an informed democracy, a successful economy without great public schools. And as the father of 3 kids who are in public schools in El Paso, in the extraordinary Mesita Elementary, we understand that firsthand and are super grateful. Whether or not you have kids or whether your kids have already graduated public schools, it is in your interest to pay the property taxes to ensure that everyone else's kids get a great public school education, because the benefit is not just to those children or to their parents or to their families, it's to everyone, because the graduates of those schools make better decisions at the ballot box. They are able to work in jobs that pay more, allowing them to contribute more to the success of that community. They are able to innovate and start businesses, create art, improve the quality of life in the community that nurtured them. I want to make sure that we have the backs of those teachers and allow them to teach to the child and not to the test. I want to make sure that we are serving the interests of every single community, every teacher, librarian, school nurse who's ensuring the success of every child in the state of Texas.
So we've got to give you and other educators more power in your classroom to do what you were called to do, more resources to ensure that those kids get a great education. And we can do that when we have leadership that reflects and represents the values that I see here in you in this room today. So thank you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. You're representing them, though, by asking the question. Yes.
Hey, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's helping to organize and participate in these beers for Beto, beers with Beto, really beers for Texas,
beers for the country. The fact that all of us are coming together right now when our country needs us the most, and that we're meeting this moment of, in some cases, severe disappointment, given what the president did in Helsinki, Finland this week, or the challenge that we still face on the border where there are thousands of kids who have yet to be reunited with their parents, that we're meeting that disappointment and this challenge in our country right now with both a power to change and to fix it and get us back on the right track, and a joy in the way in which we do this. Coming together, not allowing any small difference, party, geography, anything else to stand in the way of doing something great for Texas and for this country. And not just to stop the bad stuff, which we must do, but to make sure that we move forward on the really big, bold, ambitious work. Universal health care for everyone, guaranteed high quality. Getting behind our kick-ass public school teachers and librarians and counselors and therapists, vice principals and principals, all who make the magic happen in the classroom, and ensuring that we stop Betsy DeVos or anyone else from taking our public tax dollars, converting them into vouchers, and sending them to private schools away from those kids that we care so much about, on whose shoulders the future of this country is literally going to be carried. So we want to make sure that you know that we're behind you on making sure that this, the most diverse state in the country, leads the way on rewriting our immigration laws in our own image to reflect our competitive advantage, our stories, our reality, what we are so excited about and proud of. You are making that happen with the power and joy that you bring to these events tonight, to what you're doing in the campaign, and your commitment over the next 3.5 months, because that's all that stands between us and the 6th of November, between us and the future, the fortune, and the fate of this country. I just wanted to say thank you and tell you I am honored to be doing this work with you. I'm there with you in spirit. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person soon. Thank you.